representatives in the county. We ask that you bless each of us and help us to do the right thing. Go with us and guide us. Help us to do your work. We ask in your name.
Motion on the minutes of last board meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have Will Bowen from Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife. What's the best report you want to step up?
How you all doing this afternoon? Alright, so what I'm here to do today is just give you a little bit of information about the elk herd here in Martin County in particular. Again, my name is Will Bowen. I've been working with the elk herd here in Kentucky for about 13 years now. So been in it not since the very beginning. We've had elk on landscape now for 20 years. But I've been a part of it for a good long while. So I've got two main things I would like to talk to you all about today, and then after that, if you all have any questions whatsoever, I'd be happy to take them. First of all, again, a couple of years ago, we started passing some surveys out to our hunters, and what we were getting back really kind of surprised us in a good way, because as part of that survey, we were asking folks about the money they were spending as part of elk hunting as well. And when you think about folks hunting, when you think about folks coming into a place to hunt, you might not realize, I certainly didn't realize, and I mean, I'm born and bred from here in these mountains, and I had no idea the economic impact of having an elk hunt right here in our own counties. What we found out, though, is that folks were spending a substantial amount of money. You know, this isn't money going to TDFWR. This is money we were asking particularly about money that was being spent in the county. So we're looking at gear, guides, guns, gasoline, motel stays, all that stuff. So this is money that's being spent right here in Martin County and surrounding counties. And I'll get to those numbers here in just a second. First of all, I would like to say that over the last several years, 3-year average, there have been 50 to 60 elk a year harvested here in Martin County, which means that you all probably have around 75, a minimum of around 75 folks a year who are coming into Martin County to go elk hunting. Now what that turns into when you start looking at some of the numbers is each elk hunter we know spends about $2,200, a bit over $2,200 in direct expenditures in the elk zone, not counting money that's being spent in Lexington and Louisville. We broke that out. We're talking about money that's being spent right here in eastern Kentucky. It's around $2,200 per hunter per season. Now, if we extrapolate that out a little bit and run it through kind of a pretty standard economic multiplier that we have for hunting here in Kentucky, that actually jumps up to about $4,600 per hunter. So you all, again, as I said, have around 75 hunters a year here in Martin County. That means that you're getting around $169,000 a year. Maybe not all of it right here in Martin County, but most of that would be spent right here in Martin County in direct expenditures. Run that through the economic multiplier, and that's around $345,000 per year. It's being spent by elk hunters in Martin and surrounding counties. And again, those are just Martin County numbers. And you want to pass that around if you'd like to take a copy. But to me, I found that incredibly exciting. Like I said, I'm from eastern Kentucky. And again, this is a story that needs to be told more, I feel like, because this is a way, it's not something, it's not like a factory coming in. It's not something that's as easy to nail down, perhaps, as, say, jobs coming in from a factory. But folks, this is a real impact. Most of this is money coming in from outside. Some of it's from out-of-state hunters. A lot of it's money coming in from Louisville and Lexington and other places. But this is money being spent right here, and it's going to stay right here for the best in our counties in East Kentucky. So I just want to lead out with that. Kind of the segue from that into the second main thing I want to talk to you all about is how do we get more of that here in Martin County and the other counties. We know that the biggest thing, one of the biggest draws for folks into a county is the amount of public land available for hunting. Right now, there's around 40,000 acres of public land that can be hunted for elk hunting here in Martin County. There are a couple different landowner agreements. That's not federal land or even state-owned land. That's privately owned land that we as agencies, KFWR, has put together some programs to allow folks to roll acreage into a hunting agreement to bring folks in for hunting. As it turns out, though, we've actually begun 2 new programs. One of them is now coming up almost 3 years old. The other one is about not quite a year old. But it gives a way for folks on one side to open up additional land for elk hunting. And in both of these programs is a way for the local folks that live right here that have elk on their property to get an elk permit. Now, this is something we've never had before. Now, again, we have a few different ways of getting an elk permit in Kentucky. You can get one through the lottery. We have a lottery. This year we had 710 tags. So that's one way, the lottery. Another way is through these landowner tags. If you have 5,000 acres, you have 5,000 acres of property with elk on it. For each 5,000 acres, if you open up for public hunting, you get one elk permit. You can do whatever you want to do with it. But we've never had a way for the small guy, the little guy, that just owns a few hundred acres or that leases a few hundred acres to be able to get an elk permit. We have that now. We rolled these programs out again a couple of years ago. One of them, the Voucher Cooperator Program, and there's some information there about it, a little bit more fleshed out here, but the Voucher Cooperator Program is a hunting access program. So I mentioned one of the reasons that people want to come to Martin County and elk hunt is because you got a great elk herd here, and it's also because there's 40,000 acres of public property here. Folks, we now have a way for people who have 100-acre minimum. You have 100 acres or more that you own or lease that has elk on it. You can sign an agreement with KFWR. We'll put limited numbers of elk hunters on that property throughout the season. It's up to you as a landowner. And at the end of it, after you accrue a certain number of points, which is tied to how many elk come off the property, so harvested cow elk counts for 1 point, harvested bull counts for 2 points. Once you hit 20 points, you, the landowner, get 1 fully transferable elk permit for the following season. Well, I say fully transferable. The good thing about that is you can use that tag yourself. You can give that tag to your dad or your daughter. You can sell that tag. We know a lot of these permits go market value for some of them that are able to be sold around $8,000 to $10,000. Folks, this is a way to utilize the wildlife resources that are on our property right here in East Kentucky. The other program is brand new. We just rolled it out this past year. The point system works exactly the same, but it's actually a tracking program. So we are, as an agency, we have several different areas where we're moving out to inside the state, where we have good habitat but low elk numbers or no elk currently in East Kentucky. So we're trying to catch elk in areas that have high densities and taking the places where we don't have a high density and just start a herd up. Or we're also sending a few out of state to help other states start their own elk herds. But same point system as I described before, but for this, you don't have to allow any public hunting. You just call us and we come look at your property and potentially set up an elk trap. But same thing, after you get 20 points, a male counting for 2 and a female counting for 1 point. After you get 20 points, you the landowner get an elk tag for the following season. So that's really all that I had. Again, I do see this. Again, I'm a biologist with KFWR. All I do is elk work. But I see this as being a huge opportunity for those of us that live here in the region and for our communities right here in East Kentucky. This is big, and it can be bigger. If we work together, if we realize that this is an opportunity and a resource, we can improve what we're doing right here in our own counties and bring in additional money for our counties, for the folks who are here. So my number is on both those papers. The two contact people on there is myself, Will Bowling. The other gentleman, Joe McDermott, works at headquarters, but he's in the health program just like myself. If anyone has any questions, I mean, we're trying to spread this out, so you all are the ones out in the county, going out through the county, you know the folks, you know wherever they're at, and you know the landowners. Tell them about it. We're willing to talk to anybody. We'll come out, do a site visit. That's what we're here for, is to help. So at that, I'll leave what I have there. If you all have any questions, I'd be more than happy.
So, how is the alcohol curve doing? Is it multiplying like it's supposed to?
We are. We have, I might have said this earlier, I can't remember, but in Kentucky, I mean, we got the largest bell curve east of the Rocky Mountains. They've done great. We've had it here on landscape for 20 years now. We brought in a bit over 1,500 animals from 97 up through 2002. So they've done great. They've really done well. And we've been hunting now for about 15 years. They've kind of changed their behavior a little bit as we kind of upped hunting pressure a little bit. They're not quite as visible as they used to be in a lot of places, but they're still out there. They're doing great though. Everything we're seeing around 85% pregnancy rates for all of our cows. 85 to 90%. We're seeing about 90 to 95% survival rate for calves. Kentucky's a good place to be an elk, that's for sure. And that's we're seeing it. The data backs it up, the biology backs it up, and it's good herd and only growing stronger by the day.
You've seen increased numbers in accidents on the roads and stuff?
We actually have not. One thing we have tried to do is focus hunting pressure. So if we have places where we know the elk are getting hit on the highway, we focus hunting pressure there through some different means that we have to do that. We also go in and track a lot of times. If we know we have a herd that's crossing the highway back and forth, we'll go in and we'll try to track those animals out and move them to a place where they won't get into trouble. We're having, over the last probably 10, 15 years, since the herd kind of grew up, started really getting up a pretty good size, we've seen the number of accidents hasn't really risen up in lockstep with that. It's stayed about the same. We have around 20 to 25 reported elk vehicle collisions a year. We probably have a few more than that that don't get reported, but that's the data that we have from our law enforcement and from state police. So not nearly as many elk collisions as we have whitetail collisions. Good thing they're a big animal, nobody wants to hit them. But overall, they tend to stay out of the road. And again, in the places where we have had issues at, we try to take care of it.
What's the cost of an elk permit?
If you are, so, let's see, we just raised them up a year or so ago, I can't remember offhand. So, through the agency, if you're putting in as through the lottery, it's $10 to enter into the lottery. If you're in state, I think a bull permit costs $100 and a cow permit is $60. Out of state is quite a bit more than that. And again, those monies are going to us as a department to support the program, but none of that money was counted into the economic impact on those papers there.
So you enter the lottery, then if you get drawn out, you can put your...
No, if you live in Martin County, I put in for 15 years, and I never got a dollar.
Yeah.
If you live in one county, you're lucky. I say there ain't 12, 15 people in the county that got help from it. They come from everywhere else. And I'd like to see that change. I mean, we got a nice elk herd up over there where I live. I mean, every time you go riding, you see elk, bunches of elk. But yet, it seems like it's so hard to get them from here to hunt. And why is that? I mean, it's in Oak County, why should we have to be so hard to get it from here to hunt?
So I completely see where you're coming from, and that was actually a big part of the reason why we created this new program. The two programs I was talking about was a way for folks here in the county, and not just your county, but all other counties as well, to be able to get an elk permit, because that is probably the number one complaint that I've heard over the years, or definitely top 5, is we're the ones out here living with these animals. Why can't we get a tag?
Yeah, I mean, because those aren't as good as somebody from Cincinnati.
Yeah, and I will say, in all honesty, I mean, the lottery is it's random, it is completely fair, and if it wasn't, I would be squalling louder than anybody. Like I
I
said,
don't
this is
know
where I'm
if it's
from.
fair or not, but I know a couple of people, the same people fix it all every year. I mean, that's luck to draw. I
Well,
don't get them to adopt me.
Yeah, we've only had a handful of people who have been drawn over 2 or 3 times. No, there are landowner tags out there. But like I said, just like we have this program now where you can earn a tag for getting 20 points for providing access, for a long time, we've had that program for the 5,000 acres. We've had that for about 10 years now. And at the end of the day, most of those tags go up for sale. That's around 30 tags a year, and if you've got deep enough pockets, you can have an elk tag in Kentucky every year.
The deep enough pocket.
Because you're buying those
No, I'm getting your
landowners.
road fixed. If you
Because
got
you're
the
buying-
money, you can get your road
That's what I'm
fixed.
saying.
That's exactly right.
And on this 20-point system here, so if they kill 1 elk a year, it take me 20 years to get me a free permit if I own that 100 acres, 150 acres land. If they just kill 1 elk a year on my property, it take me 20 years to get a permit for active hunting.
That's right. If that's all that you were allowing was 1 elk a year. But we've had several landowners.
Yeah, but it take me 20 years to get my free permit to hunt.
But
What did you
That I
make?
own 1 a year.
if they're killing 1 a year, but we can place more than 100 a year. It's up to you as a landowner. So if you want to hold back and you say, I only want 1 person a year on the property, we're completely fine with that. Any access that we open up, we're happy with. If you're happy as a landowner, and we have other landowners, I've got one of my neighbors in Clay County, he lives about 10, 15 miles from me there in Clay County where I'm from. He has about a 150-acre farm, and he opened up last year, and he ended up taking, I think it was 7 or 8 animals off his farm last year. His herd could sustain that. So he's probably, this year, within the next year or so, he'll have an elk permit. But I agree, if you are a smaller landowner, it can take a little while. But at the end of the day, if you all have any ideas as to ways that we can improve,
My idea is that the people in Martin County Martin County hunters should be pushed in line, and then put your lottery out to people out of the county, out of the state, or whatever.
we've
But I think
had,
we should be pushed in line to be able to get a permit.
we've had some interest in that. Folks bring that up quite often. Unfortunately, since since elk and wildlife are a public resource, we as a state aren't allowed to say only the people from Martin County or X number of people from Martin County are allowed to do that. It's unconstitutional according to Kentucky State Constitution. I completely understand where you're coming from, and again, that's a big reason behind these new programs, is a way for folks who live here to be able to earn that elk permit.
Okay.
All right, anything else?
Thank you, some fish.
All right. If y'all have any other questions, feel free to give me a call. Like I said, my number and email address are on those sheets. Love to hear from you.
All right, appreciate it.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Next item, you see Ken Bowles is here, he wants to address the court on
My name's Ken Bowman from Lawton, Oklahoma. I appreciate y'all giving me time to come up and say what I've got. I'm here to speak on behalf of my mom, Laura Bowen, and I think most of you are well aware of what's going on with it. I can only speak to the interaction I've had with a couple of the people here, and I want to go ahead and get it addressed that to start with. I think y'all know about the landslide, all the other stuff, so I'm going to skip that. I came in around August of last year and visit my mom, going to stay out of it and everything. Now I'm speaking on behalf of my mom, but I'm speaking from the experience now that I had, okay? But I was visiting.
What I can say too, I'm not sure exactly what you said everybody would know about.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't have an idea.
Okay, there's years ago, my dad, before he passed away, and I believe you're Darrell. I have never met Darrell. I talked to him on the phone. I know Kelly because I met Kelly. Got down there and signed over the easement because of the cemetery. So the county has the easement rights on that. there was a hill slid off onto the road. They come down, cleaned it up. In the process, my dad dug ginseng, got cans, everything, because, you know, my dad had the money, my dad and mom did. But I was born and raised here, and I left in 72 and went into the military. But anyway, that's how he got the driveway put in. He paid for it that way. But by going picking up Coke cans, digging ginseng, and the health he was in, but he got it put in. Daryl's my witness to
Yeah,
this.
he sold a lot of apples too.
Yes, he did.
He do
He
that.
done anything he could. He got the money to put that in.
He blacktopped himself.
So when this come in,
He blacktopped.
the county come down and move the slide. Now, here's where we come into play. This is my understanding. I've got my mom, my sister, and my brother here, so they may have to help me. The county come in, took it out, took the mudslide out, okay? They busted up the driveway. The blacktop's up. There's pictures of it, okay? It's messed up. It's partially there now. So, they put a few baskets in there. Here's the kicker of this whole deal. And I'm going to use Daryl, because Daryl told me this on the phone. Well, got this. With the way it's done, it wasn't done like it should have been, like he wanted it to be. Now, I'm under the impression Daryl's elected official. Am I correct? He is elected official of this county. Joed does what he wants to. Now, this is what I've been told. Right here's the man that told me. He was unhappy with it. Now, this is okay. But I'm going to jump forward now. I come in, not knowing any of this to take place. I knew about the mudslide. I looked at it, and as Mom was talking to me about it, she said, "Oh, I'm getting wrong. I'm getting wrong. I can't, When they got done with it, they left it in a mess. They had to call them back down there and fix that. Because it was in a mess, you couldn't even get a car through it, to my understanding. Now, this is my understanding. I didn't see this, okay? This is my mom talking to me. Now, here's where I'm jumping ahead. Well, it is horrible. It's dangerous. There's some baskets here. Halfway.
Is the basket where the slide came down?
Yeah, they got baskets there. Half of them, if you'll go down and look at it, they stick out. I could have done a better job than that. But that's all, I'll get to that here in a second. I came visit with Kelly. I came to Kelly because back when I was growing up, I worked for Callahan's. I respected Callahan's, and I knew, their name was good. So I went straight to Kelly. Me and my wife went up and visited with Kelly. We sat in there. Not a problem. Kelly informed me. Kelly himself informed me. He couldn't get a hold of Darryl. He wouldn't get a hold of nothing. He told me he and either Darryl or someone would come down later that afternoon. Is that correct? He told me that. I go back down there waiting for him to show up.
No, I think I told you it's in the road.
No, sir. You said you and they would show. And so we're standing around there, and I'm looking around, I'm standing outside there. I won't pay attention. Now, I told my sister, because my sister and Joey has a problem. And my sister-in-law, and I said, "No, there ain't no way." I said, "You always, if he comes in, go in the house, let me talk to him. I'm a grown man." So, Lord behold, here, all of a sudden, comes a white truck backing up in the driveway, backing up to the top. I'm standing over to the side here. He jumps out of the truck. I'm being the nice guy. Which one are you? Because I don't know. He goes straight around over. My mom sat on the porch over there. I understand we've got a bad situation out here. There ain't nobody, ladies and gentlemen, will talk to my mom that way. Ain't gonna happen.
You go, guy.
Ain't going to happen. He works for the county. And if he don't respect his elders, I wouldn't talk to her that way. And she's younger than I am. Because, she's a woman. She's 80-some years old. And he's going to do that. So then you know where it goes in. It goes downhill. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm already PO'd to the max. We go down there and walk. He says something to the other. And I'll let him, he sat here. He can get up and finish it. He can tell his side of the story in a few minutes. Get up. He finally tells me. So we walk down through there. He still got an attitude. You know what? I got one too. I'm a grown man. I ain't got a problem. Because I've dealt with the public 35 years. I have dealt with the public 35 years, just retired 2 years ago. You know, I always lived by the rule. Treat others as you would have them treat you. I lived for that. It was good to me, and it made a daggone good living for me. And that's what I live with. They treat me that way, I'll treat you that way. So we get down there, and I started showing him this. It's horrible. I mean, there's these baskets here right over the side of the basket. Here's this big gully up on the top. It's breaking loose. I mean, it's horrible. He said something. I said, it's like a bunch of fifth graders done this work. So I said it. Oh, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the work we've done. Well, if y'all got this kind of form, I'd like to have that contract. Man, give it to me. I promise you I can do a little bit better job than that. I can be better for the women. I don't even want to go to work. But I can assure you, if I'd been a man out there, we would have done it. If my dad had been there, he wouldn't have done it with Darrell. You know, and he done, Darrell himself told me later on that he done what he wanted to do. The worker said he done what he wanted to do. They busted a rock on the driveway. Why didn't he go out in the middle of the street out there in the road and bust it? What's going to do then? State's going to fix it. They're going to have to fix it, right? State's going to do it. So anyway, this goes over with. I come up and go to Kelly's office. He's in the fact sitting back there talking. He's back there laughing and everything. No big deal. I don't care. He don't get to talk to my wife about the mother that way. He don't. Kelly's secretary is trying to keep us calm down. Well, you didn't do that. My wife's sitting right here. He said, my sister went in the house so she wouldn't have to face it. He said, when Kelly's busy, we go into Kelly's. I show Kelly the picture. He asked me, what do you want me to do to fix it? I don't know. You're the guy that works on it. I'm not an engineer. I'm not an engineer either, he says. Then it comes up, what do you want me to do? I'm taking my mom back to Oklahoma to spend 2 weeks with me. My mom's 80 years old, 87 years old. You know, they're going to be gone 2 weeks. Least we could do is get it fixed properly, and it's still not fixed properly. It looks a lot better. I'll get to that here in a little bit. But in our conversation in there was, asked me what I wanted. All I want is I'd like to have a blacktop and it fixed properly within the 2 weeks before I bring mom back. Because every time I talk to mom, they wouldn't do me this way. My dad, a digger was here. My dad's gone. So, you know, that ain't right, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't right. So anyway, during the conversation in there, Kelly speaks up, well, we can't do the blacktop because they ain't got no money. Okay, here's the kicker. Here's what brings all this in here to me. And I'll get to it just in a minute. Kelly says, we ain't got the money. I offered to put up the money to get it done. And Kelly says, and Ed said at about the same time, we don't have the money to pay you back. Now, I thought Kelly was the elected official. He said it about the same time Kelly did. So who runs it? So anyway, not a problem. We get it worked out. And he and I go outside. He's agreed to go down there and try to put some brick, a block up on top of it, trying to get it fixed up. Money's supposed to be here. They have money in February to get fixed. You know, I know it ain't going to be done in February. You know, well, I know that. Ain't no big deal. So I stayed out there. Anyway, comes up, Darrell, no, my sister had called, or somehow or another, talked to Darrell, and she had called up here in, what month was it you called up here to be put on? February?
No, that's when I talked to Darrell.
No, when was it? Oh, anyway, she called up here to be put on the list, come up here and say some stuff to try to get this worked out. Darrell calls her, and Kelly tells him, what he says, and I'm not repeating what he said. Kelly tells him, if she comes up and says anything, that's going to postpone this Because it ain't on the list. Because they lost the easement rights. It got took off the map. This has been going on all these years. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't do that. The county does not go down and work on stuff if they don't have the easement. They gotta have it.
One county does.
That's wrong. You don't do that. You know? But anyway, tell us about it. Then, so, did I call you? My sister called me and told me. I said, let me call Darryl and figure out what's going on. Never met Darryl, don't even know him. That's the first day I've seen him.
Today's the first time you saw it.
Yeah. I called him up. He tells me the whole thing.
So we had to get the paperwork, because it didn't happen.
And Kelly told me if she showed up, it would postpone it. That was in February. What's this? This is money. Still ain't done it. Okay? Still ain't done it. No money. No money. We had the money in December. Get no money. I've got the paper there where it comes out. You got all this money in the flex account, even back when I was done. I was misled. After trying to be there. So my question is, I've got one question. Any of you all want to answer? Daryl's elected official. He's supposed to be elected head official. Who do I need to go talk to? Do I got to go talk to Joed? Do I got to go hire an attorney? Do I got to go to Frankfurt? Do I got to file a discrimination against the elderly? What I got to do? Somebody tell me. Give me some straight answers. That's all I want, straight answers.
You got straight answers. You just didn't understand what we were talking about.
No,
When you
I
talk about-
understand.
When you talk about the flex money, that road would never be approved by the state flex money. I turned it in on flex money, but they have not come and checked the road yet. But I can guarantee on the flex money that road never would meet the criteria. Ask Victor Sloan about the criteria. He's had several turned down by him. Now, as far as the money, county have money, we've been broke for the last 5 years. And we've not had no money. Ask any 4 of them. 5, I'm sorry, 5.
Why don't you just, here's my problem. Any of y'all, one of y'all, anybody want to step up and why didn't you tell the whole story up front? Not put it off, tell me.
I told you exactly what I just told you back when you was in the office.
You told me it would be February. This is your word,
I did.
exactly.
When-
And February came and they didn't have the money.
No,
Then it was April.
April, I'm sorry.
the state comes in February, like they do every year, like they come this February. And that's the flex money you were talking about. But they've changed the criteria so much on flex money over the last 5 or 6 years. They come and check our roads now. If it don't serve at least 5 houses, they take them off the list.
Used
I
to,
can't do nothing but tell you the truth, and that's exactly what I told you over the
No,
office.
I think what you told me.
Well, you misunderstood me.
You told me exactly what I said. It would be done in February. We'd get the money in February, it'd be done.
You misunderstood.
Darryl told me the same thing. It would be done in here. He
The
repeated
blacktop
what you
is
said.
February. The blacktops are not even open in February.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying. I understand that. Didn't expect it. Then Darryl comes around. Now, we gonna get it released. Oh, we got the money, but it ain't gonna be released till the end of June or July. Well, you ain't got the money. If it's not released, you don't have the money. And I guess I'm dumb. I understand what flex means.
Seems to me like we didn't have the money when we get it this year, they just simply go down and fix this road.
It won't open.
normally, if you had a blacktop road and you had a problem with it, the flex money could be spent. But Kelly said now that they've updated, that they've changed the rate.
Even though that y'all tore it up.
Yeah, right.
Even though y'all tore it
Well,
up.
that should fix it though. The county needs to fix it.
That's right. Well, why has it, what if we fixed, why we put it off?
No.
Nothing.
We can't do flex
We
money.
can use flex money, so whatever.
What do you need? You need, what do you need? You need baskets on it?
No, I don't want the black, I don't want it fixed properly.
That's what it is.
How
So
much?
we can-
You know what, well, here's my problem, guys. Think about this. I've got an 82-year-old woman right there. Now, I grant you it's up on the hills. It's up on the hill. That's her house. She lives up there. She's been up there forever. Heck, the blacktop is. The way it is with those gravels in it, and no 80-some-year-old woman can get down the road.
How long the section was tore up?
Huh?
How long the section was tore up? Just a guesstimate, 50 feet or?
No, it's longer than that. It's from the bottom all the way up to the top. It's probably 120, 130, maybe 150 feet.
That's not a little bit longer.
But that's my problem, here's my problem, all I want is
Is all the
straight.
blacktop gone off of it?
Pardon me?
Is all the blacktop gone off of it, or just part of it, or what?
Picture speaks for itself.
No, it's not all gone,
We,
90% of it is.
what we done is, the top of it has got some blacktop, but we put this straight on top to tie in with the rest of it. But in the middle of the hill is all gone.
Well, I mean, if
There's
we
still
go
a
back to
small
this county,
area.
pull it up, I don't see why we can't go back in there next month, or July 1, and fix it back.
All I want is why I'm in, I drove 11, I came in from Oklahoma, which is 1,050 miles, just for this. I did take another tour to do some other stuff on my own.
I just want to involve, and see the whole thing.
But yes, there is like, there's little pieces of it. And the picture of it, the way it is now is not there.
If
You know, but there's several different deals here, you know, and like I said, right now, it's borderline discrimination against my mom. Because of the way she's been treated, the way she's been lied to, and going on. And any of y'all saying, I don't know if any of y'all's attorney, by dealing with the public, it is you can, it's borderline.
I would first tell you that if the flex ain't do it, we need, the county needs to do it. You know, I don't know how we're gonna come money, but it does, it needs to.
Listen, I don't mind giving y'all time. Honestly, I don't. I don't mind giving you money. I don't mind giving you to the end of June. I really don't. It's not. The point is, don't lie to me or to her. Tell her the truth and let's get it done.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not upset anyway. Sometimes I get talking and I raise my voice. But I'm not upset. But when it comes to my mom, I probably do get a little bit. And I think any of y'all would.
Well, I think we tore it up, you know, but they're gonna fix it, Darryl.
What about my road?
We tore it up, didn't we?
Well, Jonathan Bottom, they fixed it wide, but put big holes in the middle of the road, so how is that wide?
Yeah, you go there.
They're supposed to.
Johnson Bottom,
They're
it's
supposed
awful, it is awful.
to. Yeah, they're supposed to. They're
He
supposed to be
didn't,
gonna take.
see, Scott said he never talked to you.
Never talked to them.
That's what he told me.
3 or 4 times down there.
Well,
But he said it's gonna take. I'm
not gonna do anything, they done finished,
I didn't know that. I'm not talking to you too.
and my home, he always comes home. I can't get nothing done, but if it's Martin County.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to back on you. I was trying to get it on the phone.
I'm used to it.
That's what I thought. I wanted to make a point. You know.
Norris left.
Okay,
So, you know, do we have an answer, or are we still in limbo?
well, as far as the answer, as far as the money, it's probably still in, but I know things, I'll expect money to fix it.
So you're telling me, go get the attorney, right?
Well, that's a wager in.
I understand, but that's what you're doing. So now, if I go get an attorney, you're gonna pay court costs, you're gonna pay all this other stuff. You know, that's not a problem.
What I'm saying is, I think you can answer on the same night, because I haven't looked at the figure, we're getting ready to do the budget, we're gonna do the first reading of the budget next week. You know, for me to tell you a straight answer.
Let me just ask you a question point blank. Can it be done by the end of June?
No, it could probably be done with money by the end of July.
You know what? Here's my deal. I'll let it drop. You give me a letter and witness in front of all these guys right here. It will be done and done properly by the end of July. I'll go on my way. We'll be happy and he'll take care of it. So it does. Just a statement and a letter from you that it will be done properly fixed by the end of July.
When you say properly fixed, you're not satisfied with the baskets or nothing?
He's talking about the blacktop.
I'm talking about the blacktop. The baskets and stuff will be between me and him. And I expect him, you know, I'm gonna ask him to be down there at 9 o'clock in the morning, meet me down there, and we're gonna discuss that.
Better ask him if he gets up out there with
But I don't have to say, well, I'm easy to get along with. I just don't like to be lied to and led astray. You know, and no man, my old Gordon, first guy I ever got when I first got into business, told me. He says, if you ever have a problem, always go to the horse's mouth. Get all the people together and get it worked out. He says, oh, there's gonna be some feelings hurt, but it's gonna get worked out. And I've lived by those words, you know? But I've dealt with the public for 35 years. Believe me, I've dealt with every aspect y'all can imagine. Y'all have that?
Nope. I can't get, I told you that. I can't give you that until we look at the budget, see where the money is.
Well,
Well, how do you hire people?
Before I leave here tomorrow, if I have sale, I'll even have a turn on hand to handle it all, which is gonna cost you a hell of a lot more. I'm gonna file discrimination charges and everything. That will be done before I leave here tomorrow. I'm gonna have one of the 2 days. The rest of y'all have the option. You know, you heard it with your own words. All I'm asking is to be fair.
And that's what I just told you.
For one,
Can I ask a question, Helen? No, you just shut up. Shut up.
Okay. Sheriff's quarterly budget, Sheriff, what do we need to do on this?
Oh, I don't know anything about it. That's new on me.
Linda?
Who's that? Oh, no, I'm
Do we
doing
just have to accept your quarterly budget?
Quarterly report.
Quarterly report, I'm sorry.
No. I have to do it, so you don't have to make a motion.
Oh, okay. Pool? What do you guys want to do with pool?
Y'all should go let you see, which one to take it over?
I think we have some lifeguards, well, we have some lifeguards that were lifeguards for me when I ran it, that the county opens that are interested in.
You could put together a lifeguard staff.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, absolutely. And these 2 lifeguards that worked for me, they're actually engaged to be married now, and I think Zach, he worked there since 2007, I believe. He knows the pump system, you know, he knows the chemical system, he knows how all that runs, so, and then, you know, his fiancee, Emily Hall, she's been a certified lifeguard for multiple years in a row, and I think that she's a teacher now, all for the summer, so I think she has management skills to be able to help us out.
So are you recommending them to the pool?
I would recommend them, yes.
Yeah. Well, I'll make that motion if the county's going, if we're gonna open, I'll make that.
How much are we going to open?
We should have did for a limited amount of days or something.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we should.
You know, when you generate
some confusion, keep it open the rest of the week, because Saturday and Sunday's when they wanna have the parties, then you got Thursday and Friday for the kids to come. And Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, close it Monday and Tuesday.
So you're thinking about this, keep it up on Saturday, Sunday parties during the day?
Yeah.
What, will that limit the amount of parties like you can have through the week?
No.
Because I mean, just like the birthday parties and things like that, my sister typically rents it out.
Yeah.
so do we.
Yeah, so,
So do we.
yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
would that fall like just on the weekends?
How many days a week do you want to open to the public?
Not
Not private parties where they.
Right,
I mean,
just,
to the public.
yeah, to the public in general.
I think Saturday and Sunday are the big days that the public
Right.
actually uses it.
Well, in the summer,
If we use it for parties, we use Saturday and Sunday only for parties.
You still
we're
have to
limited
keep
public
it up,
access.
though.
well, then, yeah,
Use your
It
parties,
costs money.
Wednesdays and
What
Thursdays.
what we did before was we would open from 12 to 6 and then rent it out for parties from 6 and beyond.
Well, that work.
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Do that.
See what now?
From 12 to 6. After 6 o'clock, rent it out for parties.
Yeah, you got a schedule, you got a call, and they tell you
Right,
what
yeah.
days free,
Actually,
and then you rent the, yeah, we done it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, just.
Can I-
keep it
It used to be a thing that,
closed.
you know, the family would do all.
Sure.
I'm
I
sorry.
wanted to ask you also, I don't want to be on TV.
I mean,
No. I just wanted to talk to you, I came up and I didn't know if you knew I was in here or not.
Yeah, I see
Or
you.
if you-
I'm getting ready to bring you up.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to wait then? And
No, come on.
I didn't want you to-
What you want to do?
I don't want to be on TV. I'll be putting this on channel 3. Right there.
What's your name?
Area.
Evans?
Evans, yes. I came up and talked to Mr. Conklin the other day. My interest to begin was I was interested in starting a swim team up here. I had run a swim team in Louisa and gone to Paintsville and Pikeville and been with their swim teams. You know, if you all have somebody, I mean, he talks to me too, I know, I run our pool also, if you are needing help with that, or like all the things you are going around on, like what days are busy and what aren't, all that, I'd be glad to help you with that. I mean, if you're, or even help if you have other people that are interested. I told him I'd be willing to help do whatever to get it going and tell you like what, I know the days that are busy and not busy and when, you know, how you can make money.
Really, what's the name? Zach?
Yeah.
And they'll take over, then you need to talk to them about where they can use you to help. If you want to volunteer to help, you need to talk to them about what they want, we need you to do.
So there's
Well, I mean,
somebody,
you know, whatever you, I mean, if you, I didn't know you already had somebody you talked to or what, you know,
so the swim team would be just.
The swim team would be
two
different.
Mornings,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it would, and it's a good thing it brings in, you know, those kids then want to do swimming lessons later, you know, it builds up other stuff at the pool, like if you
All
all.
I want to see is, I just want to make sure the kids, once you pool, can use it.
Oh, yeah, this is totally when the pool's not open.
So you do this pre-opening hours?
Yes, like 10 in the morning. What I used to do is I did like 10 in the morning till 11, did it for an hour. Then 11 to 12, we did swimming lessons. And any of those kids that wanted to stay and have extra, and then it was open to the public for anybody that wanted to do swimming lessons. So that was something else. Then we were open from 12 to 6, and then we had parties after that. And again, Saturdays and Sundays are your slowest days, and those Sunday especially is a good day to do parties during the day. I actually came up here and visited when I was working down there just to compare, because we're the same size town and pools and all that, just to see. And, you know, it runs about the same. Mondays and Tuesdays are your busiest during the week. You could even, there's lots of things you could do, like instead of 12 to 6, I don't know if they do like 12 to 5. And there are other things like that I would be interested in offering too. I've done is water aerobics for adults, and do that like in the evenings from 5 to 6. So if you were open like 12 to 5. And I know, I think in the past, I don't know when they did pool parties, but we did them like 6 to 8, and then we had another one from 8 to 10, so you're getting more, that's when your pool
Yeah,
parties
we did-
make more money.
Yeah, we did water aerobics 2 days a week before business hours.
And then
We had a young lady that
it
came
just
in.
depends on the availability of the lifeguards and how long they're willing to stay. Sometimes you can actually talk the lifeguards into staying
Yeah,
longer.
if you rented it, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
They never
yeah, that's
turned
what
on.
I'm going to ready, yeah.
Yeah, if they want to party after or something like that.
Yeah.
But the swim team thing, I would just be, I mean, if, you know, if you already have some, because he had mentioned, you know, if, whatever you all, I just wanted to open, I mean, I hate to see any pool like that not open.
So
And,
do you guys charge for your swim team, or is that free to the kids?
no, we charge for it
Daily?
because, no, what I did is charge like one fee for the summer, and then they didn't have to, you know, it's actually like cheaper than doing lessons even. And, you know, that covers everything. And it's June and July, it's 3 days a week practice, then we have anywhere from 3 to 6 or 7 meets, depending on rain and the other teams and stuff. But it works out well, you know, you bring in people from Pikeville get to come here, I mean, it's a big crowd coming here in Paintsville, Louisa. And I know, I did it for 20-some years, and you all never had a swim team. And actually, there was a guy years ago who talked to me, he wanted to start one here. That was probably 20 years ago, and it didn't happen, so I know that the interest was there. And it's a really great thing, it's all positive, it's for kids, preschool age 3-year-olds up to 18-year-olds. And they don't have to even know how to swim if they like the water. We teach them how to swim. So it wouldn't be a cost to you all. It would, you know, just,
It's a service.
just let us have the pool, you know, to,
So
all
is
of
it like
it
a
needed-
league with surrounding counties? Is that kind of how it is? And
Yeah,
then each
we
county
just-
hosts a meet?
yeah.
Okay.
It's not like an official league, but
Right.
there's not very many small outdoor pools that are only open for the summer months. So you try to find anybody close that still does it. And those are pretty much the ones that, and we actually went, you know, to bluegrass games in Lexington. You'll have, you know, your better swimmers. So it branches out. And in the past, I've had at least 3, I want to say there's more, 4 or 5, who have even gone on to college and has college scholarships from being on swim team. And they also usually, as they get older, they develop into your lifeguards because they're your best swimmers. And it's just a positive thing. There's no negative in it. They all end up getting ribbons and trophies and all this kind of stuff. So, and it's not school affiliated. There's no like buses and all that kind of stuff. It's just the parents have to do the transportation and then the parents help when we have a meet, kind of thing. So I think, I would just like for you to
Well, you still have to talk to the people.
talk to those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, you ain't got nothing to do with it once they take.
Not
You
really,
ain't talking about it and stuff.
yeah.
So, Joe, if you can give me a couple of little part-time guys at Auburn, the way that we are the other day,
Hall and Austin.
and, yeah,
Tyler.
and, Josh, if you want to carry a bull firm, how long does it take to get ready to operation?
Yeah,
It needs to be starting soon. I'm sorry, I'll tell you that.
it depends on when we can get, that group of little.
I can give you three, I think, Darlene, Osborne, and maybe Travis, or
Tyler.
Tyler, Darlene, and Travis. And I'll use y'all the board to help with that part. He's a little bit better, help with the board.
But,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
If you want to open, start that motion. Start taking steps so that you can.
Well, I make a motion, we should take steps, start open the pool.
Got a motion, got a second? All in favor?
Yes.
Petition to adopt county roads into the road plan.
Yes, as I understand it, Eric is out of town, he's our 911 coordinator. There are three petitions. One is the Tony Home Lane Extension, Holly Bush Road near the school, and the Upper Alpha Branch Extension. On the back of each of these, it shows where Joe has specifically looked at it, and it's been viewed by two independent individuals. I'd like to ask Joe, specifically, you have viewed all three of these roads, is that
Yes,
correct?
ma'am, I gave him a copy of my
Original.
input.
And all of these met the legal requirements.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would just like to remind you and your workers that until we get a deed from each of the individual landowners for the exact specs for the road, not to work the road or blacktop it or gravel until we
Okay,
get
I have a
that.
quick question on that.
Well,
Well,
then,
if you want
if that's the case, we might as well just throw these easements out the window, because nobody is gonna sign a deed to the county to get a road, put in the road.
It's
Not no more.
It's not gonna happen. It will not happen. I mean, all due respect, it's not gonna happen. It was working good, I think it was working fine 10 years ago, 3 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden, this is thrown at us. I'm totally against what they're doing, because before it worked good, Joe knows it worked good, and now I can't make hide a hair of what this says out here.
On your petition to adopt, I think.
Yeah, I know how to adopt, but we might as well not even do that, because if we want to adopt the old system into it, the input has no bearing whatsoever, we might as well just let Joe go out and do it all, to get the easement signed and all this stuff, because he's gonna have to sign off on anyhow, he's gonna have to knock on the same door we're knocking on, you know what I'm saying?
He does, he has, and that's part
So
of the
he might as well just go out,
statutory.
and we just tell him, well, we need a road to try to get legal, let him go do it, because it ain't gonna do us no good.
I understand what you're saying, and that probably would work. I've included the statutory requirements that have been in effect since at least 2004. And it includes like the 30-foot right-of-way and all of the things on the plan, and it has to serve a public purpose. So I would think that if it does serve a public purpose and it's going to benefit not just the one individual, but the whole community, that people would have an interest in taking care of to get the road gravel, the blacktopped, if it does serve a legitimate public purpose. Mr. Mayor has looked over these, and I think these meet all the requirements. And Joe or whomever, I think that we've been in contact with people, and I know Eric has. If they just want to come in and give us their deed, the deed with the flag.
Eric's.
Right, Eric's got that, and that's, we work with Eric regular, and we'll just get a little strip to show that, so that we meet all the
Well,
requirements.
let me ask you another question. So even though if we adopt these in,
Yes,
he still can't work on these roads unless they bring a deed.
they just
Sign
have to
it.
tell me, they have to tell me what their deed book and page number is. And the girls in my office, Eric's got the thing where he can just kind of and make the picture on it. Holly Bush, I think, has, where we discontinued it and then recontinued it. It's in there, and I reserve that, because later on in the deed.
Yeah, well, Holly Bush is where the school's going.
Exactly.
But I'm talking about these other,
If they'll just bring me that in, Eric can look at it and draw it. We just do, a quitclaim deed. I can do it in no time.
I can understand you fix a deed in no time, but now,
They ain't gonna do that. People ain't gonna sign no deed.
It's just a little strip. I mean, if they want us to work on it, they're gonna have to be able to do that.
I think maybe what you're talking about, John, is everybody that, like these people here that wanted to work. Are you
They have
talking
to
about
sign a deed.
everybody that
They have
has
to
a
come in and
county
sign a
road?
deed.
Didn't do
to the
it,
land
they
to
signed
get
their
fixed.
deed over.
Get the road fixed. They have to sign a deed to get in
If
there.
That's what you're talking about, she's talking about stuff.
If it's a public or a county road.
We're talking about the same thing, it's just,
We are of different opinion
you're
about
just
how
different
we-
opinion has been, we're talking about the same thing, but my opinion is different from hers, which we got a right to say. I don't like your opinion, you don't like mine,
Right.
but I still love her,
I'm
man who
just
gave.
saying.
Right, you're right. You just have different opinions on the matter,
Yeah.
on how to approach it, right?
In general, say a road's 150 foot long and 30 foot right of way, that's the only thing that's gonna be deeded to the county.
That's exactly right.
And the county road in the county got the 30-foot right of way, not one.
Is it like the old toll right of ways?
Yeah,
It's 30 feet. It can go from the center of the right of way to a creek or whatever, but it has to be the 30 feet to be legal.
But now-
If you want gravel put upon a public road that serves a public purpose, so that we don't get in trouble, and we brought this to the attention
Well, there's
of
gotta
the
be a
board in the
signature
past
or something.
about how
I would
we
think.
can't put any kind of things that are spent with public funds on even church, parking lots or things like
Right.
that. I mean, I know everybody here would love to do that, but we also love not to be indicted.
Right.
So I have to,
That's a good, that's a good position to have.
I'm just trying to protect the court.
Of course.
I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
You know,
So you want me to read this resolution?
Yes, please. These have all been advertised here, and it's run in the paper, it's met the statutory requirement.
Martin County Fiscal Court is responsible for acquisition and maintenance of county roads designated as such in Martin County, Kentucky, and whereas a list of which is attached hereto as Appendix A are being designated and determined, adopted in by the Martin County Fiscal Court as defined by KRS 178.0110 of the Kentucky Revised Statute, and shall upon further action of the Martin County Fiscal Court operating of law remains as a county road for the purpose as set out in Chapter 178 of the Revised Statute, passed on the open court by the Martin County Fiscal Court this 25th day of May. And the roads are Upper Apple Branch, Holly Bush Road, and Tony Powell Extension, Tony Powell Lane Extension.
Jeanette has the original.
So you need a motion on it?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Exactly.
I've got a question. On the material, the form that you have for the adoption of county roads and the KRS, why can't that be published in the Martin County paper to let people understand what that criteria is about? So there is no misunderstanding as to what the stipulations are in those requirements, because there are certain things in there that have to be there regardless of the other 4 or 5 items at the bottom line, number 6, that has to meet that criteria. But there are certain things, according to state law, that person who wants their county road in there, it has to meet certain requirements before you can even meet the requirements in item number 6, such as the property owner shall provide a turning place for any community vehicle, any county vehicle, equipment, or whatever. And the landowner is to provide that. That is a certain, that has to be done before any of those other bottom criteria meet it. So I
If you
think
want
that,
them, I don't have a motion about that, but if you want
Right.
to, you're going to be talking to specific people. If they want to call me or Keenest,
Yeah.
I don't mind to talk to them, to explain that it's not you making those rules, it's
Yeah,
the
well,
legislature. I
you
don't,
know, like my mom always says, sight tears the blind. So if you put that law in the paper, and you put that form that you have, or any criteria that you may have that is pertaining to these county roads, you put it in the paper and let people read it for themselves, then they'll understand a little bit more, is what I'm saying. You know,
Well, John Humm knows me well, and I'm a very good law-abiding citizen. But the laws that we're coming in with now ain't doing nothing but taking away from people in this county, and I don't agree with it. I do not agree.
it's confusing. It's confusing.
That's just my opinion.
Even for me, as a board,
But I'll go with law, whatever law is, I'll go with law, but I don't act like it, that's the thing.
Next.
You get more.
Next thing on the agenda is rural recovery. Jamie, you want to address the court?
Go, Jay.
Yes, I do. I'm not going to say too much. I've got 2 people here, well, I got a few supporters too. This is my 13th asking for the old courthouse. The second time, I was told it wasn't going to be brought up, and unbeknownst to me, when I came here to give you all my proposal, for rural recovery, I found out later on through Mr. York's video it had been brought up. I would have been here if I had known. I want y'all to know I don't want to let you down. I think this is a good idea, and I'm going to take my time because last time I asked, I was slurring my words. This is something this county can use. Rural recovery does not just start as drug treatment and drug testing. It goes beyond that, and it is a nonprofit entity. Man, I can't do this. I got to do this right. Because my name is on that proposal, because you all feel hard at me, I do not want that to cloud your judgment. I've got a 5-year-old right here. I've got friends in church. I have looked at mothers weep because their children are dead. This is why I'm pushing. I do have a personal interest, but I have got 800 other people out here that I care about. I care about my county. This can help. I'm not saying we can do away, I'm not saying I'm looking through rose-colored glasses, but we can help. When I get out here and I talk to people, we have no facility here. People that usually overdose is ones that's waiting to get treatment. How many have heard that? Do you think talk to people. When you get out here and talk, that's what it is, they're waiting. We provide a service. And there's no waiting. We can take care of that. It's not only for the addiction. We have forgot about our youth. Now, our youth are afflicted
I believe, and I may be wrong, drug abuse is a choice. These children, the mothers, the fathers, the uncles, the aunts, they're afflicted. They have to have help. We will offer that. It's much more, much more than what you see. Education. We can provide services for college. We're getting a new school. That's a lot of problem I hear with drug abuse. There's nothing to do, no jobs, education. We can provide that. My heart goes out because when like I say, I got a 5-year-old right here. I didn't have a babysitter. I just take him with me when I ain't got him. He's a good kid. But my heart goes out to these children, and I love my community. I don't have a home in Lexington. I don't have a home in Tennessee. My home is here.
These people go.
My family is here. And Kelly, I know, honey, you think that, baby, I don't talk about y'all at all. You've been good to me. This is what memories I have of everybody sitting here. You, when my father died, you was better to me than my own brother. Derek went out of his way when my father passed away. I haven't forgot this. Just because I don't agree with things, don't mean I dislike you, because I care for everybody sitting here. Lynette has helped me with adopting a child, Genetica. We had a tough time, but we did it, didn't we, Lynette? I see what drug abuse does. And this right here is not going to cost the taxpayers a dime. I have my grant writer right here. She can explain it to you. We will not renovate. We will refurbish. We will clean up that old courthouse. And we will allow the Historical Society to come in and hang up anything free of charge. We don't want to charge them a dime. That's our community service. We want to get into the community and fix the problem.
That's not all regarding.
And that's not all. And he's gonna explain a lot, because I don't want to take it up, and I want you to hear my young people. And let me tell you, I have been out here and I have talked to these young people. They are passionate about this. We want jobs here. It's going to provide jobs, a few at first. But if you all would lease it to me for $1. We're registered not-for-profit. I can give that to you. I've got it right here. Lease it to me for $1. And when our, what was it called? 501(c)(3). Yeah, when that comes in, I'll bring that, and then we can work things out. But the sheriff's office, in our proposal, it's more than fair. We give them a vault to store anything they want to in a vault. Miss Susie over here, her voting machines and her files that she can't take over this nice building, she can keep it over there in a heat-controlled environment at no cost to the community.
I mean, I'm not allowed to keep the voting machines over here. That's why I can't move the voting machines over here, is because I'm not allowed to. They have to be in a different facility.
As it stands now, I don't know if heat's, I have not been in there. I haven't been in there. I don't know if it's heat, but things do sweat. I store pictures if you don't have heat and controlled environment. You know, things sweat, they stick together and they ruin. At no charge to you. See, I mean, I'm trying to do the best to bend over backwards. I mean, how many read over the proposal that I had, that I gave? I think it's more than fair at no cost to the taxpayer.
If you're not going to use it, what's going to happen to them? What are you guys going to plans for?
The ALC has a plan for it, but it's kind of called a budget that's been put on.
Who now?
Administrative Office of the Courts.
Well, I mean, rural recovery, we have volunteers. We can paint. We're not going to renovate, because when you say renovate, that's remove walls and this, that, and the other. We will patch what is broken. And I've done my research.
I can touch on something.
Yeah, and well, we'll let Jonathan talk, and then we'll let Alexis with the grant.
Y'all bear with me a little bit. I've got some notes. Hello, my name is Jonathan Begley. I was born right here in Martin County. Some of you know me, Kenny. We used to go to church together way back in the day. Josh, obviously, we know each other for a long time. I'd like to take a little bit of time to actually expand upon what she was talking about regarding what rural recovery will be able to do for the county. It is a nonprofit organization, so that means that anything that is done with it will be done at no cost to the taxpayer. Now, the initial areas of operation, this is what we plan to have ready as soon as the entity is up and running. Once we find a facility, will be counseling. That'll be offered for both alcohol and drugs as well as family counseling. Trained professionals will be at the forefront along with supporting staff. Then you'll have drug treatment. That will entail drug rehabilitation, drug treatment. Doctors and certified professionals will be present. Drug testing will also be made available. Then we have education assistance, which will help to assist high school graduates, both new and old, to be able to find and fill out forms such as FAFSA forms, available grants, scholarships, etc., so that they can maximize every opportunity they have to be able to go to college. And I'll touch on some statistics that are important, regarding this letter. Then we're looking at community functions, stuff like county fairs. We've lost the fairs. Old-fashioned heritage days, concerts, plays, talent shows, and that is stuff we would like to try to reach once we get things up and running, idealistically within a year's time. And then, there's the healthcare, which would include a 24/7 urgent care facility, have like a free mobile dentist come in to treat those without insurance, and overall healthcare assistance, including examinations, physical scans, etc., with the goal to be able to have this aspect up and running within 1 year's time of operation. This will be for all Martin County citizens, and anybody can be seen regardless as to whether they have insurance or not. Now,
Rich or poor.
Yeah,
There you go. That's
Yeah.
a lot to say.
yeah, the rich or the poor, whether you've got money or not. About me, like I said, my name's Jonathan Bailey. Some of you know me, some of you don't. Kelly, I grew up at Kelly Dawn, went to school with her my whole life. I love Martin County. I was born literally right here on Main Street, and I grew up, Harrison Mills, Marie Mills. And, what's sad is I am a double honors college graduate. I have an associate's degree in information technology, a bachelor's degree in business administration with the emphasis in marketing, earned both of those with honors, and I've got 20 years of certified experience in computer repair. Now, despite having those degrees with honors, despite having 20 years of service skills, certified mind you, I can't find gainful employment in Martin County or any of the surrounding areas within, reasonable travel time. And my circumstances right now don't allow me to be able to pick up and go to a more metropolitan area where I can and easily will get a job. But more importantly, I really don't want to have to move. I love it here. I've been, fortunate enough to be able to escape and see that there is life outside of Martin County. But that said, my roots and everything that I've come to know and love is here. I don't want to have to leave to find employment. And that's what I want to talk to you about, some of the statistics that I got from the United States Census Bureau. And first we'll start with the civilian labor force. Now, according to the census, the civilian labor force total is 30.1%. Now, the female, of that 30.1%, women make up 28.5% of it, leaving 1.6% for the male population of civilian employee labor force. Now, this is even more shocking. People with a bachelor's degree or higher, and again, these are census statistics, 6.5%. Only 6.5% of all Martin Countyans have a college bachelor's degree or higher. And then finally, and this is the most whopping statistic of all, is that as of 2015, 40% of Martin County, that's nearly half the population, are living in the poverty rate. We're living below the poverty rate because there's no opportunities for employment for people like me. You know, I didn't go to college and accrue $70,000 worth of debt in student loans to flip burgers at McDonald's. And no offense to anybody who does, because around here, jobs are, you know, you take what you can get when you can get it. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to fall back on my computer repair skills to be able to do that. But that said, I don't have the money saved up to be able to go out to a place like Lexington, to a place like Cincinnati, Louisville, Columbus, Ashland, even Huntington, and put down a place to where I can really look for a job that would allow me to be able to stay close to Martin County and provide and help take care of my mother. So, with rural recovery, we're not asking for any money from the community. And as a matter of fact, all that we're asking for is that use for an otherwise unused facility that in exchange will also allow, and I'm sorry, I'm just a little nervous. It'll allow the county clerks to return to their old offices for use. The sheriff's department can reclaim the vault and once again use that facility for evidence. And the city commissioners will be able to meet in a comfortable, controlled environment that will be readily available no matter the weather conditions. And the Historical Society will have the option to use the room to set up displays, pictures, memorabilia, etc., all free of charge. Again, as a nonprofit organization, all this does come free of charge. Or free of, you know, to the taxpayer. They don't have to pay a dime. So in closing, I mean, I'd just like to say that everybody here, I think, wants to help the community, wants to see the community grow, and wants to see these, you know, statistics improve. And with rural recovery, that's a step in creating jobs just to restore the courthouse to its original luster. Then, you know, when you go and talk into staffing other people, Martin Countyans will be at the forefront of that. So that's pretty much all for me. And I'll hand it back over to Jane.
Okay, that's my pride and joy being my family. I'm real proud of them, we kind of stick together. Now, this is my niece, Alexis, very smart and intelligent. She can tell you a lot about the grants.
Hi, like she said, my name is Alexis Mills. I'll tell you a little bit about myself before I talk about the grants. I'm not from Martin County, but my parents moved me down here when I was 3 years old. I've been here my entire life. I've grown up. I know most of you guys. My dad's Sam Williams and my mom's Jane Williams. My sister is Samantha Williams. As most of you know, she is still a recovering drug addict. My father is a recovering alcoholic. That's how our family has been. We have seen the turmoil that drug addiction has brought to this area. And it's ridiculous that we have to put these people who do nonviolent crimes, drug offenders are, almost 60% of drug offenders are convicted of nonviolent crimes. We put these people away instead of giving them a chance. My sister, she has felonies on her record now that she shouldn't have had. And yes, it was her choice to go through that lifestyle. And I don't condone anything she did when she was on drugs at all. But what I do want to see is that she comes back to who she was before the drugs and comes back into our population as somebody who is a productive member of society. When we get the grant, as of right now, I have written half of the grant. We've kind of put it on, we've backpedaled it for almost a year now, it's been over a year.
Yeah, waiting on, yeah.
Over a year, put it on backpedal because we have not figured out whether or not we're getting Yale Courthouse. We want to bring this to the community, not only for us, but for the members of the community, the people like myself who have a degree and who's going to get my bachelor's in social work to be able to give those people like myself and like Jonathan and like the many other people I know who have master's degrees and bachelor's degrees and doctorates in this county who can't find work, who don't want to leave it because we love it so much. Give them that work. And not only to do that, but be able to help their children and our sisters and our families, our fathers, our brothers, sons, everybody. We want to help those people. The grant process is a long process. We have to show our need, we have to show a budget, we have to show our project design, all of which Jonathan has given you an overview of what we would do, which would be the drug treatment, the education, counseling, all that good stuff. But we've had to put it on backpedal because we don't know whether or not we're getting that. So as of right now, the grant is only half written. And that's money that the county is losing because that's, as a nonprofit, we cannot keep the money. The money goes back into the county.
And the thing about it is, when it comes to actually restoring the old courthouse facility to its original luster, it'll be Martin County's employee to do that.
Exactly.
So right off the gate, that's job creation from a nonprofit entity that is generating income for Martin Countyans that will be able to be put right back into the Martin County economy.
And I'll give it back to Jenny.
Well, the thing of it is I've got, this just two. And there's a lot more they didn't show up, this just two. Thing we want to do is bring pride back to Martin County. I've heard Kelly say several times he didn't like social media. Well, I don't like what I see on social media either. But what I do see is they do a lot of throwing. They do a lot. I hate Martin County. Let me tell you something. I love Martin County. My dad would move away and he would bring us right back. I mean, and the thing about my kids, some of them's tried it out. My uncles, they tried it and they come back home because it's safe being next to mommy and daddy. I care about this place. I really do. I really do. This is my home. And Mountain Citizen, they're like my family. I mean, right over here, I have been through a lot of stuff, especially this past year. This right here has been my rock. I've learned, and I mean, I have learned to accept what happens to me, but I tell you what, we may not get along, we may not agree, but I do care about our community.
I can vouch for that. I've known her since I've been knee-high to a grasshopper, and she has went above and beyond to take in people that aren't even blood relatives to her that have just been in need, and she's been there for them. She's helped me out throughout the years. I mean, Gina's an upstanding person, and anybody that would challenge her character, I would stand up and, as a honest person, tell you that you don't know the lady that I know. Because she has given more with her time and her heart, the things that money can't buy, than she'll ever get back. And that's just the God's honest truth.
Don't we want better for Martin County?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
That's the question, do we or don't?
Everybody,
Means yes or
Why
no.
would you even ask a question like that?
Because it just seems like nobody's paying attention.
she doesn't mean it as a sign of disrespect.
I'm not saying it to be mean or nothing.
She's not saying
But
Take offense to that.
But
We
she's
need
not meaning
help.
it disrespectfully.
I didn't make
She's
that
just,
here.
she's stating it as a fact. It's obvious. It's a
We all
rhetorical
gotta
question.
work together.
Well, we do, but that don't mean we have to do what everybody comes in this
No,
court wants us to do.
Absolutely not. That's the
And I
case
take
I've
offense
had,
when people
right?
says, don't, we want what's best, like we don't.
No.
Now, so everybody up here.
Nobody here is saying
I'm speaking for me.
Right.
I'm speaking
Well,
for
we
myself.
know
I'm
you
telling
do.
I take offense to somebody saying, we do this, like we don't care.
No,
We
I'm not
care.
saying you don't care, and I don't believe.
No, I'm not saying that either. But we all gotta work together.
Has said
I mean,
anything
everybody's
like that
got to.
towards you. I actually agree with
I was hoping I could avoid this. I really was.
And like I said, you saw me nodding in agreement to many of the statements you made, you know.
Yeah, we was all for you.
Yeah.
Well, I just state.
Nobody's attacking us, and I
I do too, buddy.
But at the same time, you have the right to your opinion.
Yeah, you have the right to
We have
say
the right to
yes.
say
I
our
agree
feelings
with
on it,
you
whether we
guys.
agree or not, we can do it civilly.
That's right, but when.
We can do it
You might not
civilly.
mean it the way you said it, but it sounded
Well,
like.
I didn't mean it the way you took it.
Right.
You took it wrong.
Okay, I'm sorry I took it wrong, but when somebody says that to me, I'm gonna come
But
back.
it was a
and tell them
rhetorical
I-
question.
Fine, I'll come back
It wasn't specifically geared toward you. It
We all
was a
come back.
rhetorical question.
I understand.
I came to you almost, not quite a year ago, and I gave you a proposal without paper. I rattled on, had it, because it wasn't.
Well, it wasn't even a proposal, it was just a request
It
to
was
be
just a
heard for a
request,
proposal.
yeah, it was just a request, you all agreed, you thought it was a good idea.
Then what happened?
I've called, I've talked to people in government, I've talked to, the person name is Jennifer Stradlin. She is a historical person herself over in Johnson County. She's willing to help us. Matter of fact, when I told her our idea, she was so excited, she wanted her children to participate in the functions. I have called Frankfurt to talk to people in restoring a building. I got the rules and
And that's
regulations
the thing
on that.
too. If you guys allow us to either use the facility or lease it to us, in the event that we don't succeed as an entity, the building reverts right back to you.
And you
get the building back restored to its fully usable luster for whatever you want to do with it.
Sit there,
But
We just want to be able to use it while it is sitting there,
empty.
dilapidating away, because how many other historical, especially the prominence of the courthouse, historical landmarks here in Martin County have we watched fall to the wayside? You can look across the street and see it happening right now. And that's what I was talking about earlier with the sense of pride and community. Used to, when I was 4 and 5 years old, I can remember vividly riding on my grandpa's lap coming through town, and there being 50, I realize I admitted to breaking the law there. It was a different time.
at the time.
It was 1984, 85. But I can remember people, old timers and young timers alike, sitting out on the courthouse lawn and it being full regardless of festival or whatnot.
Yeah, that's true.
And people get into this cycle of hopelessness and depression because there's nothing here. It took me 10 years to be able to properly find the right channels to be able to go to college, to better myself, to get a higher education. I graduated class of '98. It took until 2008 for me to even find the means available to find a way to go to college. I put myself through college. And I would like to be able to find gainful employment, steady employment here in Martin County, or at least within an area close to it, so that I can stay here in my hometown that I love. Because if I hadn't, I would have stayed away in 2003 when I was living in Columbus working for Lucent Technology. Or I could have stayed away in 2009 when I was living in Lexington getting ready to go to work for Toyota. Circumstances brought me back to Martin County. And now, my diplomas, with honors mind you, cum laude and magna cum laude respectfully, are about the equivalency of toilet paper. Because there are no jobs here for someone with my education. And I think that's a shame. The civilian labor force, 30.1%. It's saddening.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm going to, okay?
Okay.
And I don't mean to disrespect any of you all. But I sit here, turn that off for me, please. Because when we go back and watch that, it's going to show every one of you all are elected officials.
We
And
know
it's going to
that.
show,
We know
John,
that.
it's going to show the disrespect that you had for them 3 people when you're sitting here. I don't know if you're on your phones, I don't know what you're doing, but you're sitting here, you're not even acknowledging them.
Yeah, some of you have
Well, now-
actually, and some of you
I've had
have.
eye contact with him most of the time he's been talking.
Exactly, that's what I said. Not all of you
Just
are.
because I say shit like that don't mean I ain't been on attention, that means I'm listening to who more we can
No,
get.
no,
I'm
no.
listening to.
Okay, let's get it over with. Are you all considering letting
About me
this
listening, I hear her,
facility
I
have
hear
that?
him, and I
Yeah,
hear
honestly,
her.
we just want to
I
know.
hear one.
Can you hear if it's something really bad?
I ain't heard you.
We just want
Do
to
you
know
all
one way
have
or
any
another if we can have
idea if
use
you're
of
going
the
to be able to
facility,
help it?
whether it be via
No, I don't.
donation of it, for however long the
Of course
entity
not.
lasts, or
Yeah,
until we
wait,
find
what's
a
going
better
on?
location,
You
in
know,
which case you get a building returned.
Hold on, Jonathan.
What do you mean, what's going on?
I know what
Have
they're
you read
saying,
the
and I know
proposal?
what they want. Are you going to tell the grant? Can you go and tell that you're going to get that grant?
See,
Look
I
at me
cannot
now
guarantee
and
that
tell
we'll
me
get
that
the
you
grant,
can
but we
guarantee
do.
that you're going to get that grant.
Nobody can guarantee
There you
that you're
go.
gonna get a grant.
There you go, so you're on, like the fire, you got
Tell him
the
the
grant, and you hope you
statistics
get
to
another one, so you
Tell
can
him to
fire.
me.
But you don't know for sure, I'm just saying, I'm just saying, you don't know.
Another big issue.
And like we don't know what we can do
Another big
till we
issue.
come back, get with the state on this.
Another big issue is the asbestos. And the lead paint, of course, they say.
Okay, then if that's the case, then whoever stayed in that courthouse, I'd sue.
Well, they probably will, they probably will. They probably will.
Can I touch on the
They probably
asbestos?
will, right away.
Okay. Now, Rita knows my cousin.
To be honest with you, I think everybody that walked in that courthouse has got a right to sue.
Okay.
Just like.
I was hoping we wouldn't have, I looked at the asbestos test, I looked. I'm gonna tell you what my cousin, and I talked to my cousin, I did call the Clean Air Act through the government. I reviewed the test on the asbestos. Now, you got two types if you wanna call testing. All right. One test is, I'm gonna give you a scenario, what they told me. From the years 19 and 20 to the year 2000, they have just as much asbestos in a building as this courthouse. Now, Miss Bradley also told me that it's like they call it a snake. If you don't bother it, it don't bother you. Now, actual testing for asbestos, I was told by the government. Needless to say, it says it demolishes, it really damages real estate when you go and do actual testing. They take big old holes and put it in the wall, and they take the material and they have it tested. Now, when I looked at the courthouse, I looked at asbestos. We did see the lead. They run light, their lead content in the paint. But it said ND, not detected. Actually, the courthouse has no airborne asbestos. The only time asbestos becomes a problem is when it breaks down. And when I say break down, it's when something rots, and it gives, it's in the air. Or if we went in there and yanked out a wall, when there's not a wall, when there's a wall, it stirs it up.
Any type of major redesign.
You go to sanding, now that's what you're going to get.
Right.
But Kelly's home, my home, probably yours, Darryl. Because we all had, ours built probably with that was 79, yours is what year? Probably.
84. Yeah.
Yeah, see, we all have. We sleep with it. But it's there. Now, even this building here has asbestos, but it's 1%. Now, anything, and I'm just going to tell you this, anything that is heat resistant, like our firefighter suits, they told me, guess what that is? Asbestos.
It's only when it becomes
So,
airborne.
I don't think, my opinion, and what I've done my research and what my cousin told me, y'all ain't responsible for nothing. Cancer happens to people. And I will say this, it happens. It's just, some people believe it's genetic, some people don't. I'm a smoker, I can get it. I can't blame nobody but old Jane. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's at the point to where, you're going to walk in. But I think what the courthouse was, it was reviewed, would you say?
Yeah.
It was reviewed, the year it was born, or made born, anyway. The year it was put together, and the materials that was used at the time is no different than my home of 40 years. That's not going to be a problem. I was hoping the asbestos wouldn't come up, but I did call my cousin. He told me the same thing. Jennifer Sprattleman. And I think you remember Joey, he
That
used to
could
rent
be a second opinion can always be obtained of that if need be.
So what's your guys' answer? We all gonna go home, but. Well, if you don't, rural recovery is gonna go on.
Yeah.
But the point
We just wanted to
of
actually
it is,
restore
we want to give county something
the
to talk about.
courthouse
We
to
want to
its
help our
original
sheriff's
luster.
department. Howdy over yonder. I want to help Miss Susie. I wanted to help our community and make it be something about it. We've got, but it's going to go on. But we want to help. Let's help people. Let people help people. You know what I'm saying?
Especially, like I said, considering that the courthouse is kind of like, it's the main center focal point of IMAS.
And it's really a pretty
And it makes
building.
And
these
it's
places
beautiful.
look ugly.
And
Honestly.
even even now in the state that it's in, the upstairs courtroom is
It's
still,
awesome. I love that court.
it is a beautiful, beautiful facility. It is not so far gone to the point of dilapidation that it cannot be
It
saved.
was functional when you guys left.
Yes.
It was functional when you guys left, it's functional now.
Yes.
It's just I would like to know if you would allow us to use it. Now, I've got the nonprofit organization, we are registered with the state, still in good standing. We've covered the asbestos, I have done that myself. I had went over the asbestos test, mainly, they did have some in the jail, but it wasn't like airborne. I know a lot of asbestos was in the four or five houses y'all tore down. That's where the stuff, they had that tested.
The
But,
primary areas of operation
Yeah,
of the
the buildings.
NPO will not be the jail part
yeah,
of the courthouse.
I
It'll
mean,
be the mainstay of the courthouse.
I just want to
And then, like
know.
she says, in the proposal, the jail can use the old vault for evidence locker again if they need to. The city council can use the offices as they see fit. It can be used as a gathering place in the event of, severe weather advisories or something like that. It'll be up to code to be able to be a shelter in the event of emergency.
Because I gotta get started, I got to get started on this grant. I can't be away until you all say, well, no. But I do know this, I will not, and I'll tell you this right now, I've seen with the historical sites, we'll rent them a room. Our operation is not limited to one room. And I will not have our entity, because I am president, and they agree with me, my board members, everybody sitting here is a board member. I will not provide insurance, pay all the utilities and everything for one room.
No, and that's.
And we are trying to be fair.
But on the other hand, we're going to take on the debt of allowing the usage of the facility and whatever cost
Yeah,
that
no, at no cost
onto
to
the
you.
nonprofit
But I mean,
for
it
free,
is what it is.
just as a say of thank you for letting us use the building that you will get back regardless whether or not we move, we succeed, we fail, regardless.
We
You'll
still
get it
like
back.
it, whether we get it.
Right.
I still will like
Right,
it.
yeah, nobody's gonna walk away,
Hold on, John.
My question to the court, what are your plans to do with the old courthouse?
Yeah. Honestly, always wondered about that.
What is your plans? Do you have a plan what you're gonna do with it?
Yes, we have a plan, but like I said, it's ALC. But
What is your plan?
What'd they say?
The ALC wants to make it a family court system. Our courthouse was built in the back before we had family court. Now we don't have a family courtroom, and they have to share a courtroom, they don't have.
So when will you know what they're gonna do?
That's.
He don't know.
What is all these?
See, that's, he stated that in the paper. Could be, there's no definite, right? No definite
But it
thing.
has been laid out in design.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but that's been
I know.
around for how long? And
Years,
it's
years,
went
years.
nowhere.
So while we're waiting for something to happen, we've got a beautiful building, a historical landmark, right?
So my question is, do you have any plans on letting their group,
Well, we have to, we've heard you talk.
3 or 4
I've read the
times.
proposal.
Oh, yeah, they
Most
talked
of
and
you
didn't
read the
try to talk.
proposal. Lynette, have you read the proposal? And you have a problem?
Oh, no.
I would be concerned about just leasing it. It would be subject to the surplus property statute. And that would be something that whenever we have money or if we have extra buildings like we did for the after-hours clinic, we have to decide, and it has to be advertised, and the court has to decide what they're going to do with that building. We can't just select one.
Exactly, that's the reason why I'm asking you to lease it for us for a buck, for a dollar.
You got to put it up.
Yeah. And we do, this is what I'm trying to say. We go in there, we clean it up. My uncle is a painter. He offered, and his crew offered, did he not, to go in there and paint and patch, donate his time. I mean, I'm not asking for you to move mountains, and if you can't, I'm okay with it. But, I think the court can. I have to check, there's no reason why that we can't go, you can't go with it. And I mean, if it don't go, we don't want to do. All we want is to use it until we're done, and if you get a pretty building back. That's it.
It'll make these places look better.
Right.
And that was my thing, and I learned this from Eric and Carol Lee's little seminar they had during Martin County, when they was talking about 911 and the planes were being hit here. Well, we've got to stop this plane from crashing in this building. Now, what do we have? Use what we got. They used what they had and they prevented Pentagon from being destroyed, for heaven's sakes. I was going through town and thinking about that seminar that Eric and Carol Lee had down there at the community center. And it just going, shoot, we got this courthouse. That's what I was thinking. And I do, like I said, I do have a personal interest. My personal interest is my community. That little 5-year-old boy that just took out there, that's another interest. Remember Janetta? Same reason why I got her. That's my interest.
We want to help our kids, people.
Yeah. You've heard from everybody, you've read the proposal, you've heard from Lynette. What's your pleasure?
I'm pleased with that, Lynette said, we gotta wait and
We want to declare it surplus property.
yeah.
We can't,
That's
it's not
even
another governmental entity. It can be bid out. We did an auction for the after-hours clinic, if I'm not mistaken. I think we tried that twice.
Yeah.
Once at least. It would be subject to that.
If you lease that. The
Yes,
county,
lease
there's
is
no way
subject.
that the county could say, okay, rural recovery, we can donate this.
I don't think we can do it just.
You're actually donating like the whole, you're just donating the use of the facility.
Like a lease is considered a
Right,
sale.
I understand.
So it
For
would
$1,
have to-
so-
Right.
We would have to open it up to see, if it's going to be bid out, to see if Christian Appalachian Project or Mountain Comp or.
Can I ask a question? We have a historical society here today. I was told not to show up. Now, I was told they wasn't going to bring it up, and it was brought up. Now, I got a call from Teresa Freda saying Kelly came here today, or at the meeting, we ain't got time, happy smoke time.
We didn't bring it up to historical society about it.
Kelly brought it up on the video. I said, Kelly, well, they got something to say. Now, he did, and they were here. Then they wanted the courthouse. Well, I do know
That's two people wanting you and the historical society.
that, well,
Surplus.
I do know.
They wouldn't want it. They wouldn't want, they would want to just.
They want to make sure the courthouse stayed as far as they.
And they said they would rent us a room. Is that not what they said, y'all? They would rent us a room.
But we would be responsible for essentially all of the overhead.
Yeah, a room, it's.
For one room,
But-
we would cover the entire cost,
So-
running cost of the entire facility for one room.
I got 2 other options. And I promised people that I would try to refurbish this
Yeah, the
courthouse.
courthouse is not the end all be all.
That courthouse will sit right
The
there.
nonprofit has already been established in the state of
That
Kentucky. It's
courthouse will
not.
sit right there if you guys tear it down.
And if it doesn't go to the courthouse, then, we do have other
Yeah, if you
places.
do.
But we like the courthouse because, again, like I said, it's a sense of community. The wall used to be a social gathering place. It could be that again. And,
Yeah.
there's nowhere in town for people to really gather now. I mean, you've got Minnesota's on a small scale. But I mean, just in terms of day-to-day, conversation and actually stopping, you've got the post office and the supermarket. And that's it.
It's convenient for drug testing. We've got family court right
Yeah.
across the road.
And you
And
can
then,
do drug testing and then
And
like,
I've seen Lynette bend over backwards on community service and drug. I've seen her. She cares about people.
And
Well,
then-
I do know you do that because I've heard you, honey. I listen. And drug testing, they can go right from there and get drug tested right there. We can work with our community. That's what we want.
and then there's actually giving back to the community. Like you said, within a year's time of operations, we would like to get everything from, like I said, heritage old-fashioned days, concerts, talent shows, festivals, stuff that will generate income for the county.
It's gonna be
Don't we have
slow.
a fair anymore?
Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing, bringing the county fair back, that's another priority we would like to have addressed within a year's time.
And I hate.
And there will be funds that can be allocated just to do that, just to bring the fair
The
back.
Historical Society cannot guarantee a grant. Anybody that take that courthouse cannot guarantee a grant. But I can tell you what I can guarantee. We meet every criteria. We show an awesome need. So I can almost bet you.
By the statistics alone, it's shown as a necessity.
I wouldn't.
And I understand that we're not the only county afflicted with the drug problem, but my concern isn't the surrounding counties. Our concern is our county. And our people, especially now that we're hearing tell about heroin making its way here, people, come on.
Oh, yeah, I tell you, that last couple of dollars, heroin's bad.
Okay.
That's just
Ken,
more.
I want to say that I did read your proposal. I think most people up here raised their hand and read the proposal, but as far as me personally, in the trainings that we've been in, we've seen drug rehab facilities and that sort of thing. And most of those are in home settings. They're actually in a home setting, where those folks can come into a home, an inviting setting.
Well, these
And
would
the
be
location,
voluntarily. This
And
wouldn't be court
location.
mandated. This would be voluntary.
and the
This would be.
location of those homes are usually in a country, quiet setting. They're not in this type of building in a downtown
Well, that's-
area.
Now, you're
like Main
thinking
Street.
of you are thinking in an in-state facility.
Right, this
My son
this would be
was an
voluntary.
He had counseling, they provided him school, it wasn't on an in-house, you're talking about in-house, we're not talking in-house, we're talking,
We
okay, say,
we right now have drug counseling at Kirk Plaza up there. They do that right now.
Is
Now,
that,
look over
do they take care of the
is
children?
that voluntary?
Proposal, when you guys were speaking, I didn't interrupt you all.
Yeah,
When I looked over your proposal, there was no articles of, corporation in there, didn't have any of that, who your board members are, what's the makeup, all
I
that
got it
stuff.
right here.
Also in there was no medical facility. I mean, Jonathan
No,
mentioned
no, no.
medical.
I
the
said
medical
that
side
would
of it, But that wasn't part of, what I'm saying, it wasn't part of the proposal.
It is, but
But it
it's,
wasn't what she gave us. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I understand.
Okay?
which is,
So it wasn't part of the proposal. She mentioned the grant and the purpose and all that stuff.
Right.
That wasn't part of her proposal.
We're not gonna make,
So if the
You
proposal
can't-
wasn't complete for us to
No,
look
no,
at review.
no.
Basically,
no, the
we were
proposal
talking
is
long-term
complete.
goals.
only thing the
Long-term
proposal
goals.
talked about was the physical aspects of the courthouse. You talked about the grounds, you talked about plating it up, you talked about painting.
Right,
You didn't, if it's rural recovery, you never mentioned recovery in the proposal. You never mentioned it. You never mentioned it.
read the,
it's actually,
Who's going to be doing that? Who are you working with? Is it Pathways? Is it King's Daughters?
it's a nonprofit
The
organization that'll be,
point is, we cannot get the
That's-
grant
that's what-
money, we
that's what I'm
cannot
trying
get
to
the
say.
grant money.
You're going in reverse.
no,
We're
we're
not
no,
going
sir.
to
You got to get all the other places, things in place first before.
we're not, sir, you're just not understanding where we're coming, you're not understanding.
Not comprehend.
You
Well,
cannot,
Lynette done stated, we've heard everything that can be said. And Lynette said we have to keep a big surplus down to do some other stuff till you get that done, and see if we have to even do that before we can do anything, or before you can do anything.
Well, no, that's not true. We can move
What do you mean
on.
that's not
I mean, we essentially, like she said, this is the last time.
I'm
You
not.
say no, we're not gonna come back and try for it again.
You mean in the proposal, there's no funding source, or was any?
The proposal
None of that
is,
stuff was in there.
the nonprofit organization has to have a physical address.
we have to.
We have
In order
to,
to
I'm
get the
just saying
grant,
though,
in order to,
proposal.
but other than that, we meet every other
but
criteria.
in
In the
order for us
proposal that I
to.
read, none of that pertinent information was in that proposal. That's what I'm.
What was
Well,
it?
that was the
What is
part
it?
As far as me and for my opinion, I'm just saying.
Right.
None of that stuff was
She
in
brought me in
there.
as supplementary for, to
That's
add
all
the
I'm
supplemental
saying.
info. I
So
understand
I felt
that.
like it was an incomplete proposal because
Okay.
you didn't include the medical side of it.
Right.
He
Because,
just told you the long-term, the medical,
Right.
that's long-term.
Yes, that's not the
gonna be our
initial.
It wasn't
This
in
is
the
long,
proposal.
is that not what you said?
that's what I
long-term?
said. I said that's the long-term goals within a year's time of all.
so I'm just explaining to you.
I understand, and that's location, my information that I was reading from, and I was speaking to you,
Main Street.
is not included on hers.
I have one question for Lynette too. We talked a little bit about asbestos and the lead paint, but there's nothing to keep people from suing the county if we lease them into that.
That's correct.
Ain't I right on that?
If it's just
And the way I feel about
a
that's
lease,
just
we are
an unsafe, that's
still,
an unsafe thing to fool with, you know, cause.
Is there asbestos in that building that's dangerous?
Yes, that's what he said.
Only in the event that you actually go to.
No,
repeat
Jonathan,
it.
that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, is there asbestos in that old courthouse that is dangerous to the community people that has been in it?
My understanding is it's only disturbed or moved or broken up.
So y'all didn't
So,
disturb it.
Darrell, then there's your answer. There's no problem with asbestos.
That don't mean it won't be disturbed, you might.
So then you guys should have disturbed it the whole time you've been in there.
Man, it's disturbing.
Let's move on, guys. Let's take a vote. However you fellas want to do it, move on.
Well, I'm going with Lynette. I gotta go with
Well, then they
Lynette.
can't bid on it then. Nobody can bid.
It will never
We can't put it up for
Exactly,
bid.
that's what I'm saying.
We can't put it up for bid till we.
Well, if asbestos is there, you never can put it up for bid.
Right.
you choose.
That's what I'm saying.
We can put it up for bid.
Yeah, you can.
When she finds out what she
That-
wants to find out if we can give it to you guys or not.
That the
You know what I'm
county
saying?
will
Remove us from the situation.
Because you already done the stuff you put in your mouth.
You make it.
I'm with Lynette.
So right now,
I'm with y'all are.
so if it's ever leased out or whatever to anyone, then the county is responsible if somebody gets in there and destroys something and the asbestos does come out in the air, then you are responsible.
As the
So
property.
then in my opinion, it would be that the county could never use that,
Right.
right?
We ain't.
Because you're gonna be responsible for
Well,
that.
I mean, if the county, if the fiscal court decided to sell it, I mean, that's an option, if they decide to lease it out. But the county can't just say, we pick you.
I understand.
We have to bid
But
that.
even if you lease it, you're responsible.
If it's just a lease, as a property owner, we will still
Be
be
responsible.
responsible.
That's what I'm saying.
You would,
And
you know,
it
if
can
somebody
be-
were to
it's,
sue, they would sue you, but they would also sue us for the property.
So if you all go back to family court in there, then that means everyone who's coming in there with their children are gonna be
The
exposed.
building essentially is being condemned to nothing.
So,
No, it's family courthouse, the basketball will be abated.
The
It would have to
AOC.
be abated, and the left bank will be abated. AOC would never do that.
Ah, God, that's, okay.
so your best bet is
You
to
make
sell
that
it.
part of the motion,
What?
no.
I said no, yeah, I said no.
You always
What?
do.
Right, no.
Do I have a second?
Yes.
All in
And
favor?
that's why there's no hope for people like me who
That's what
are
I'm saying,
college
there's no hope for
educated
Martin County.
individuals.
Guys, we'll recover to go on.
I guess we'll all go to borderline, won't we?
Well, I
I appreciate your time, and I mean no disrespect.
mean, yeah, that's okay.
Thank you for hearing me, and thank you for your
That's,
time.
but, well,
Thank you for your
Still
time. Thank you,
got
John.
one.
Thank you.
Well, you're not begging for,
Huh?
not begging.
No, that's my second cousin.
I'm in Harrison, all in favor?
I've got lawsuits in.
well, that's all right.
Did all of us motion to
Because I got the asbestos report.
We've got lawsuits, guys. I want to sue the whole state of Martin County.
I mean, I've got a hard time.
I am too.
But anyway, we appreciate your time and your consideration. Nobody's upset. Like I said, the entity is going to try to go on regardless. We were just trying to help fix up an eyesore.
Well, there's plenty of buildings out there.
Oh, no, I understand
It's
that.
not that damn.
But we would, like I said, just the courthouse is beautiful. And asbestos ridden or not, that upstairs courtroom is still beautiful even with, you know, the state of it. So we were just trying to help, fix up the center part of Inez, the town aspect, and actually, kind of bring it back.
I
to
agree
its
with
former
it, needs to
place.
be cleaned up on the
I agree with
outside.
you.
And that was one that, yeah.
I agree
you
with
know,
you.
just all of that.
There's too many of my buildings.
Well, I understand that.
That's
That's
why
why
we
we
move on, guys. I'm sorry, we got.
You're fine, thank you.
got a motion, deed to Holland Bush property over to our economic development. Got a motion to have a second.
Motion.
Second.
You can try, that's all you
The
can.
holiday.
Y'all have a good evening.
Holiday.
All in favor?
Yes, yes.
Motion to pay the bills.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
And motion for the cash and appropriation transfer list.
Motion. Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Before we ready,
Yes.
before we do a motion to adjourn, I have a memo from Dennis that I'll just, that's in your all's packet about, fiscal court, specifically directing, my employees.
No, we don't even know all about that. They call them, they weird, you know.
Right. So, we're just making sure that we're all aware, it's in your packet, there's case law, there's plenty of stuff in there.
Linda? Would you come up here, please? A couple of things from talking to these guys with the budget. I know we've been working, it's probably gonna be close to a mirror image of last year's budget. But there was a couple of areas that they're interested in, that's, the truck for a road bridge, one of the little tons or 550 or whatever it is. One, two, probably two's a wish list possibility, but that's one of the things we'll look at, and probably guys one day.
A ballpark?
Ballpark, 55,000.
55,000 feet.
Yeah, somewhere along there. And I'll find out who's got that contract,
Yeah, it has to be a state contract,
or we'll
or we
have.
have to bid it out, so you have to pick a state contract to bid it out.
Other than that, it's, we got some money in Frankfurt we need to match on, and they're all interested, it's a bridge replacement program, we need 52,000 to match the money we got. So that's just two, and I know there's no big bunch of money, it's gonna be a mirror image of last year, but we could squeeze out a couple of those things, we could get to. Motion to adjourn,
Motion.
second.
Second.
All in favor?